Okay, multiplication of decimals. Let's start with the most fundamental and basic one. Okay, when you think of decimal, what is the simplest one? Okay, we have the whole number, 1. Probably the first decimal you think of is a number that occurs right after the decimal. That number right there is 0.1. So what is 0.1? Well, it's another way of thinking about 1 in 10. Okay, so 1 in 10 and 0.1 is exactly the same thing. Okay, so 0.1, what happens if you have 10 times 0.1? In other words, what happens if you have 10 of 1 over 10? Well, exactly 10 of this makes a whole, right? That's why we get 1. Again, if you divide actually both sides by 10, you get again 0.1 is equal to 1 over 10. Okay, so 0.1, right, literally means same thing as take 1 out of 10. In other words, 10 divided by 10, right, 10 divided by 10, you know it's equal to 1. So dividing by 10, timesing it by 0.1, or timesing it by 1 over 10, they're all the same thing, okay? Okay, so let's do a slightly more interesting example. Okay, we want to focus on just going back to multiplication of decimal. So what happens if I have 12 of 0.1, 12 times 0.1? Well, that means we have exactly 12 of this. So that's the same thing as 12 over 10, which is 1.2, right? 1.2 is the same thing as 12 over 10. What happened here? Okay. Do you see how the 12 simply just gained a decimal place? Okay. So let's say if I have 245. If you have 245 of 0.1, that's what it means to multiply. If you have 245 of this, the result is, well then, you have 24.5, right? Again, what happened? This gained a single decimal place. Okay, so hopefully that's pretty clear now. What if I did something really small? What's a 0.0? So 0.1 times 0.1. Well, this is basically telling you gain a decimal place to a number in front of it. If this gains one more decimal place, what do we get? 0.01. Okay, also remember the other way. 0.01 is simply two 0.1s multiplied together. So if I had 245 times by 0.01, this means, hey, 245 needs to gain 2, right? Because it's the same thing as multiplying by this once and one more time. So gain 1, 2 decimal place, right? 1, 2. So 2.45. Okay. So the same pattern will continue. What if I had 4, 5, 6, 7 times by 0.001? This is the same thing as 0.1 times by 0.1 times by 0.1. Basically, the result of this is going to be this number gaining 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So we get 4.567. Okay. Okay, so, all right, we did a lot of 0.1. So what if you had like 1.2 times by 3.4? How do we multiply this? Well, this is the same thing as 12 times by 0.1 and 34 times by 0.1, right? So you can lose that one decimal place and separate that 0.1 out. Note that if I multiply this, I get this. That's exactly what we've been doing above. So what this means is that we can actually just multiply 12 times 34 first. So that's 48, 36, that's 408. So this is 408. But on top of that, we have to multiply by this twice, which means it's going to be 408 with 2 decimal place. 4.08. So let's reflect what happened. To multiply decimals, all you have to do is just multiply the numbers, ignoring the decimal place, and just add up, right? Add back in the amount of decimals you had originally. So one more example, if I had 4.24 times by 3.2, how do we do this? Note that there's 1, 2, 3 decimal places, okay? So all we have to do is this. Multiply 424 by 2, 828, or 12, 7, 12, 8, 4, 15, 3, 1. Okay, just like normal multiplication. And then add 3 decimal places. All right, that's multiplication of decimals. That's it for this one. I'll see you in the next.